Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Divine Feminine Healers podcast. It is Angelica here, the intuitive marketing coach. Today, I wanted to start with an energy update because we have so many exciting shifts that are happening in the Northern Hemisphere. We officially entered into spring on March 19th, and in the Southern Hemisphere, you're entering the fall equinox. And either way, these equinoxes are just definite shifts in energy that we have to pay attention to because what's happening in nature is going to be mirrored within us to some capacity. So I'm going to speak on spring equinox today on this podcast and talk about us coming from winter season into Kapha season. Now, when we enter Kapha season, we can feel out of balance of feeling heavy and lethargic and dense. How can this actually show up in our habits and behaviors? It's wanting to sleep in longer and linger in our cozy and comfy and warm beds. It can also mean not wanting to do our movement practices, feeling a little bit unmotivated, not really creative, wanting to really linger in that winter stillness, going inward. And a lot of this, I think, is just because we've become really comfortable with that. That's become our normal. And Kapha always has that difficulty of change and not wanting to change the way that things are. This can also manifest in our physical body as weight gain, respiratory issues like mucus, runny noses, anything like tightness in the chest and in the lungs is all going to be related to a Kapha imbalance. And then emotionally, it's going to be those heavy feelings of sadness and feeling melancholy and maybe even going through a little bit of a depression. So I say this because awareness is always the first step in our healing process and to really bring our consciousness into how we're experiencing these energies. And oftentimes all it takes is just noticing that, oh, I've noticed I've been sleeping in. Oh, I'm noticing I'm having a lot more heavier foods and they're making me feel sleepy afterward. I'm not feeling that light energy. And oh, I notice I'm having more dairy and it's causing more respiratory issues. As healers, we're so good at now understanding these qualities that we see and experience in our bodies and coming up with the antidote. And that's what Ayurveda is all about. It's all about balancing the energies. So for example, during this time of year, we naturally want to have more greens and salads and lighter foods because we're cleansing the body. We're releasing a lot of that density that we've picked up on from the winter. And now it's time to cleanse and release and feel that lightness. Similarly, we call this spring cleaning and spring cleaning in the West. And this is when we clean out our closets, we get rid of old clothes, we clean out our cupboards and our cabinets, get behind all the dirty, hard to reach spots, and we feel energetically so good. I don't know about you, but that's like my favorite day is Saturday when I do like my deep cleaning things around my apartment. And I love how I feel after. Like I physically feel different, even though I cleaned my apartment. So the same thing happens when we clean our body as well. During this time, cleanses are really supportive. That process of just letting things go. I think that it's really interesting how in different religions we have Ramadan and we have Lent. There's already these practices that are instilling this discipline to kind of let things go. And initially when we're in that phase of letting go, there's this gripping, there's this attachment. It's like clinging to it, like, no, I don't want to change. I know whenever I'm about to do a cleanse, I'm like, oh, but I miss all the foods that I love and they're making me, bringing me a certain level of joy. And then once I get into that mode of cleansing and I feel that discipline, I start to build this inner confidence and this inner fire within me again. And I become so infatuated with that feeling and I get motivated and I am able to stay on track. So if you're feeling like you're in a rut right now, that's definitely what the energy is. And all you have to do is bring awareness to where you're feeling that density and that heaviness. What behaviors and beliefs are contributing to that? Where are you saying, ugh, I don't want to change? Or where are you resisting the need to give back to yourself, to let go of maybe it's not going to all these other events or helping other people out and maybe clearing that stuff off of your plate so that you can take time to do a cleanse for yourself or take time to clean out your apartment. These things that are really helpful for us to move forward in a way that's going to make us feel really light during this spring season. Now, I love talking about how our physical body is so related to our business. So if you're feeling this heaviness in your body, I guarantee that you're going to be experiencing that in your business. So what does that even mean? Well, that stuck heavy energy in your business, how I usually see it show up is feeling like you're in a creative rut. So this is trying to sit down and write, and you're just like, I just don't want to. I'm not motivated. There's nothing that I want to write about. I'd rather just be watching TV or doing anything else but writing. That's when you know there's an imbalance. Another way that you know there's an imbalance, if you're not getting any new clients, if the things and the tactics and the strategy that you've used in the past are not working right now, that is telling you something. And the last thing is if you are not energetically excited about your current offering, if this is an offer, a program you've run a lot of times, or maybe you've just been ruminating about this program for a while, and now it's time to finally release it, but you're like, wah, wah, I'm not really feeling it anymore. I'm not feeling that like zest and contentment, but I know it's good and I know it will serve people, it will help people, and so you're sticking with it because it's what you know. These are all signs of a Kapha imbalance. It's giving that energy of feeling stuck in the past, unwilling to let go and detach, and to create space for what newness can come through. So I want to share what are 6 recommendations that you can do for your business to get yourself out of this Kapha rut. And I don't know about you, but I struggle with the Kapha imbalance when I experience it in my business the most. I feel like there can be the most shame, and that heaviness can feel really difficult when you're stuck in a mode of your business of not moving forward. And sometimes people can be there for a really long time. It's really hard not to be hard on yourself. It's really hard to not feel defeated, to not feel like, gosh, is this even ever going to be possible for me? And as someone who had a Kapha imbalance in their business for a really long time, and I didn't know, like I felt like my business had come to a screeching halt. I was not getting new clients. I did not know how to move forward. When I was able to finally realize, oh, how can I apply the principles of Ayurveda here and see where I can let go and see how I can create sustainable changes in my business so that I can get that movement and that flow energy happening again, that's when it all shifted. But I will have to say, I had to shed my beliefs around this first. And the first thing I think is really important for Kaphas is to know that if you have a desire for your business and your goals and your results, then you are meant to bring that desire into fruition. No matter how many past times that you failed or mistakes, there truly is a solution and a way for you, and you can change, and you can see yourself as a successful entrepreneur, even if given your past history or what it's been like the past few months or years in your business. If you have a desire to grow your business, if you have a heart-centered intention, you do have the ability to be a successful entrepreneur. It is possible for you. So let's get into some recommendations to start balancing the Kapha energy. The first one is collaborating with like-minded entrepreneurs. Kapha is naturally a very heart-centered dosha. They love to be around their people. That's where they get to feel really alive. However, when they're not feeling alive is when they take too much time in isolation and are secluding themselves off and kind of cutting themselves off from the rest of the world. Then, for example, their friends will text them and be like, oh my gosh, I'm doing a moon ceremony tonight, or I'm having people over for dinner, and they're like, ugh, I'd rather just like kind of stay in. That's what I've been doing. It feels comfortable. I've had a long day, blah, blah, blah. However, when you finally make that shift and you're like, okay, no, it's time to go out in the world, it's time to do something, and you go to that dinner or that moon ceremony and you're like, oh my God, there's so much connection that's happening here, and this makes me feel so alive because I love being around my people and I love being around people that feed my soul. The same thing is for entrepreneurship. You need to be surrounded by other like-minded entrepreneurs who are on the same track as you, who see success the same way as you do, and who are experiencing success too. I remember different points in my entrepreneur journey, I always needed to have like a little pod that I was going through with it. And I would lead these masterminds with different entrepreneurs, and it was so important for me to grow. However, it was super important that I was around people who are inspiring, who are doing the same work. It wasn't just a like complaint fest when we joined together and like, oh, I'm not getting anything. This sucks. The algorithm, like, no, that none of that negative talk. Be around people who are really going to uplift you. And that is so huge for your business. I can't emphasize that one enough. Number 2, clear out self-sabotaging habits. So this is where you need to bring awareness to what is making you feel that heaviness and that dense and that stuck feeling. What habits and beliefs are keeping you in there? Well, we already talked about the beliefs that are keeping us in that stuck feeling, as feeling like you're never going to be able to be successful, feeling like it's only possible for other people, it's not possible for you. And a lot of times with Kaphas, they'll also have that fear of being seen. They're really afraid of what people are going to say. They're afraid of being canceled by other people. This is because Kaphas are naturally people pleasers. They love to be for everyone, and they get a lot of joy out of bringing other people happiness. So when they start their business, this gets intertwined with and mixed up between what their actual wants and needs are. They think that it's what their clients want and need. However, if you keep spreading yourself thin and just trying to be for everybody, you're going to end up attracting no clients because it's too nebulous for your clients. They're not connected to you on an authentic level. They're just like, oh, she's just saying that because that's like the thing to say. If you just say, love and light, I hope everyone has many blessings and rainbows on their journey. Do you feel connected to that? No. I mean, is there truth to that? Yes. But it's not feeling like I'm talking directly to you. Rather, I help women grow their intuitive businesses through Instagram. That is way more specific and way more helpful for someone who is actually trying to do that. And they're like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do right now. This person can help me. So the first thing is to really understand what are those negative limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck, and just acknowledge them when they're coming up. And then what behaviors are then proceeding that? Is it you not posting on Instagram after you had a post and you were all ready because you talked yourself out of it? Is it you distracting yourself with something else, like another task even, or maybe it's just like scrolling through Instagram? Start to notice and observe what are those behaviors that are kind of draining your energy. And this is where boundaries also is so important for Kaphas, is to constantly assess what is draining my energy and what is fueling my energy. And this is huge for Kaphas on all levels. Sometimes it could even be past clients that need to be cleared out. Sometimes it could be old relationships. And sometimes it could also be old offers that are no longer feeling connected to. So this is probably one of the biggest issues that I see with Kaphas with their business, is that they start their business, they have this amazing offer that they feel so called to, and it's this beautiful program, and they run it, and then they run it year after year. But then every year they start to see eventually a little bit of a dip, and less until they get no signups at all for their program. And the reason this is because we think that we are meant to be that same entrepreneur every year. And the truth is we're not. We were meant to evolve, and you are evolving. On your healing journey, although you may have started with Ayurveda, there's different things that you're now excited about that you've integrated into your own practices. These then need to be integrated into your business. Otherwise, you're not going to feel excited about it. You're not going to feel joyful when sharing about it. And that energy is going to be read by your future potential clients. So it is super important to clear out these self-sabotaging habits and beliefs, and then also knowing what else you need to clear out from your business. Is it old offers that you're no longer attached to? This doesn't necessarily mean you have to scrape off the program that you are doing completely, but you can evolve it. You can bring in new things to bring it fresh energy. It's like bringing flowers to the table, and it just like lightens up the room. Maybe you just need to do a little zhuzh of that. For a lot of my healers, I notice that they're often going through huge transitions. So for example, they started off really helping people with their physical body and helping them through chronic conditions and autoimmune diseases. And then they realize on their path that they start to evolve and they go on the next step. And now they actually want to train those people to become healers themselves. They want to teach them intuitive gifts. They want to get them certified. And so why that feels so difficult is because that clinging that Kaphas have, they attach themselves to the past. They fully identify with that past identity of being a healer, and it's really hard for them to let that go and be like, who am I to start my own accreditation program? Who am I to start teaching other people to become healers? And the thing is, those are all the same beliefs that came up when you first started your certification course to become a certified healer. You thought, oh God, I'm going to heal other people when I can't even heal myself. These are those same thoughts, but now they're just coming in a different frame of mind. So being sure, what identity are you clinging to in your business? Is this attached to an offer? Is this attached to a past client? The most that I help my clients with as well is a lot of times they come in and they start to help people in that physical realm, but they're bored just helping people with their physical body. They're used to doing that. They know what diet, they know how to get people, what lifestyle practices to make them feeling good again. They're over that. It's boring. Now they want to go deeper. They want to talk about spirituality. They want to connect them to a deeper purpose. They want to talk about limiting beliefs. They want to bring in all these other things into it, but they're afraid that their past client is not going to be down for this. They're afraid they're going to think they're too woo-woo and out there and there's no validity to it. This is you needing to make that shift in your client and in your business so that you can let go of that old identity and step into your new one and evolve and grow. I know that's hard, and I know that feels like a big undertaking, but the first step is just acknowledging what that past identity is, bringing so much love and compassion for everything that it has taught you and brought you in your business, and then staying curious on what is lighting you up right now, which brings me to my next practice. What simple creative rituals can you start practicing that bring you absolutely no concrete business results, but make you feel alive in your body? For me, it's dancing. I love going to take a dance class. Nothing sparks my creativity more than that. Sometimes it's drawing, sometimes it's writing, singing, chanting. Whatever that creative ritual is that gives you absolutely zero results for your business in the short term, start to embark in those rituals. See where those curiosities lead you, because that is going to bring that fire energy back into your business. It's going to bring that inspiration back, that fresh energy, and it's going to revitalize you. So especially if you're feeling like you're in a creative rut and you don't know what content to post, that's usually because there's this change that's wanting to alchemize in your body. And creative rituals are the best way to alchemize old emotions, old habits, old identities that you're holding on to. Another practice that's really key for Kaphas is enacting an accountability practice. Accountability is so huge for Kaphas. It gives that fire element, that discipline. Now, Kaphas are pretty consistent once they get going, but it's hard for them to get started. So with Kaphas, it can be really helpful for them to have certain systems in place to keep them going. For me, I have a to-do list, and I just started making these trackers for myself and my own business, and now I just started making them for my clients in my new program, and it's so helpful. It gives you a green light when you complete something, and then there's a bar tracker, and then every single time you complete something, you'll get further and further to closing that bar completely and being accomplished. Whatever systems you need to have in place to keep you motivated along the way, enact those. I know in my community membership, we have check-ins all throughout the week to keep us motivated on what are we really grateful for? What are we celebrating with ourselves? What are our obstacles? Like, these little accountability practices make all the difference in your business, because you're constantly grounded in your business, bringing awareness to what's going on to it. And you're also being grateful for exactly where you're at. So often as an entrepreneur journey, we're like, gosh, I didn't hit that goal this month. When we don't realize that that's because we had to meet those mini goals before we get to that bigger goal. And a lot of times it takes like 5 times the amount of time that we originally thought it was going to take. I know I thought I was going to have this like 6-figure business within like the first year of my business, and it didn't turn out that way. So you have to take those smaller steps, acknowledge your wins, and that creates the trust and the discipline for you as an entrepreneur. Another practice for Kapha season, one that I've been taking on, is changing your work environment. So I know I work from home, and if I'm in my apartment just all day, it just feels like stale and dense, and I'm just like, ugh, so tired and heavy. But if I go out and I check out a new coffee shop that day, and I'm just around different people and other people who are on their laptops, I get so much more energy, so much more ideas, and I just feel so much more joyful creating content. So changing your environment can be so helpful for that. We often hear there's that phrase that says, you can't heal in the same environment that you got sick in. And the same thing, if you are stuck in a creative rut, if you're feeling like you can't move forward anymore, you've got to change your environment. Sometimes that's literally just sitting on the opposite side of your room and changing the way your desk is facing. That can be super helpful too, but changing your work environment is massive. This next one, I kind of already touched on it, but starting new projects. So that new and fresh energy and excitement is what really breeds authenticity and magnetism in your business. And if you're just running the same program over and over again, you're going to get bored, and your clients are bored. They're like, oh, she's not excited about this. They're energetically going to feel that, which is tricky because you're thinking on the physical side, everything looks exactly the same. The only thing that has shifted is my connection to this offer. And this is why spiritual business is so key to understand how it's different than a regular business, that you understand that your business has its own energy. And so when you are not in alignment with that energy, your clients sense that and they know that, and they're not going to sign up for your offerings. So starting new projects that you're actually excited about is so great. And it doesn't have to be a huge program that you're now having to reinstall. But what are small little things that you like to do that you're interested in that you want to start sharing? And I'll start to break these down by the doshas. So for example, for Vatas, you love starting new projects. You're never short of new ideas. So this is going to be really easy for you. But especially during Kapha season, start to go back to that list that you made of all those ideas that you had for your business. And which one do you feel really connected to right now? Which one do you feel so excited about? And start working on that one. For my Pittas, this is going to be I want you to start a project where it's something on your healing journey that you've been working on, you've been studying, you feel really wise in, and it's really embodied in your own practice, and you're ready to share. Pittas are often leaders. So I know you're constantly acquiring new knowledge, you're constantly learning new things, and it's time to start sharing that. Even though it can feel scary because it feels like, I don't know this as long as I know that original healing modality that I've started with. But start to share that, because that is going to spark inspiration and excitement amongst your audience. And for Kaphas, something that brings you joy and that feeling of connective energy and can really lean into your power of being a nurturer. That is what sparks inspiration in your community. You are such a healer in the way of you can be so supportive to those around you. So take a look at what is feeling supportive in your healing journey right now. What is really bringing you nurturance? And how can you start to share that with your audience? And this last practice is super easy and simple. It's simply just cleaning out your folders. I love doing this. I download a lot of things on my computer all the time, and just cleaning out the trash and hearing that noise of cleaning out the trash on my laptop after is the best feeling. But that is going to clear out old energy in your business. If you have old clients and let's say you take notes on them, like clearing out those old notes is super important. Maybe you've had old clients that you have completed your time together, but they're still kind of lingering and popping up and asking you questions. Then I would recommend doing some cord cutting meditations to cut off that relationship. Because if that is a client that is done working with you and you feel like your time is up, then it's important to clear that energy so that you can create space to hold for your new clients and that they can come in. Okay, so I hope those gave you some ideas to start clearing energy and feeling lighter in your business, and just spark some new fresh energy and inspiration this Kapha season. I feel if you're feeling heavy and dense, you're right where you're supposed to. Just bring awareness to this energy, and all you have to do is bring in that opposing energy of light and discipline, accountability, and cleansing energy to feel refreshed. Now, if you're wanting more support in your business to really move your business forward, as in you want to start signing up clients again, you're ready to create an intuitive marketing strategy and grow your business off of Instagram, DM me, I'm ready at Angelica_feminine_healer to join my membership. In this membership, within the first 3 months, I will guide you through my intuitive IG strategy course to build your IG audience. I will take you through every step of the process, between creating your offer, creating your content, knowing when to post, how often to post, how to create your aesthetic, all the way to how to sell to your future clients in a way that's going to be sustainable to you and also feel authentic and not too salesy. By the end of the 3 months, I guarantee that you will be able to sign up your first paying client. And if not, I will work with you until you do. Within this membership, you will get 2 one-on-ones with me so that we can curate your business to get the results that you want this year. The time is totally now. DM me at Angelica_feminine_healer. Just say I'm ready, and I'll be happy to send you more information on that. All right, everyone, if you love this episode, please share it with a friend or a family member who would love it too. That would mean the world to me. Comment, rate, and review on Apple or Spotify. That would also mean the absolute world to me. And I'm so excited to see your businesses come out of the winter cocoon into this fresh spring energy. Happy spring equinox. I'll see you all next time.